welcome to another video with us at Project Utopia. Today we're going to be looking at NHS and healthcare and personal experience with health issues and disability. So, about 2 years ago, I was diagnosed with having chronic ulcerative colitis intestinal disease. Okay, and what that means is it's an autoimmune disease, which essentially means that my body, something has triggered it to attack itself. Okay, it got worse, and originally only about 5 centimeters was diseased, and now it's about 2/3 of my intestine that's now got the disease in there. So, what does this mean? Well, firstly, it's an incurable disease, which is, a bit of a problem. It's because no one really knows how you can get it, nor how you can get rid of it. It's more so just kind of suppressing it. But there are, obviously in the UK, which is a great thing, are charities and communities which you can join if you have a disability, and I joined one of them, and I shall show you what help they gave me and continue to give me. So I joined the Crohns Colitis UK, supporting you to manage your condition. So they have helplines and whatnot that you can talk to. When I signed up, I was given a card. Okay, so I can show this card, and I can use disabled toilets and also skip any toilet bathroom queues. I was also given a key, so every disabled toilet in the UK obviously is locked, and only disabled people or people with disabilities who need to use it can have a key. So that's pretty good and useful. And then also in this pack, every month, a magazine that we get called Connect. So it's very useful, but it's very difficult to have a disease like this, and to have a disease in general. So recently, over the 2 years, I had 5 colonoscopies and endoscope as well, and also spent a fair amount of time in hospital as well, towards the end of last year. Also during last summer, taking immune suppressives, and it made me get very sick, very ill, and I was in hospital for a week or so, with a fever of about 41, 42 degrees. I had complications with things like weight and stuff, because the medicine I was taking, a side effect was that you drastically put on weight, and so that was a big problem. It was getting to a point that even if I did tons and tons of exercise, like 3 times a week I was doing it, and doing different things and whatnot, it was still not making an indent in the amount of weight I was putting on. This is why these charities and NHS is worthwhile, and this is the subject of the video, because the NHS has recently gone through a thing where a lot of people are calling it for it to be privatized. Okay, so at the moment in England, since World War II, we created a healthcare service that was free, and that everyone could use. It was created by the Labour government after the war. It's very, very good, and it's something that we desperately need. How can we stop it from being privatized? Because one of the ways that they've attempted to keep it public is by then cutting costs to try and save money. They've cut costs for doctors, and they've cut benefits, but it's not benefited us in any way. Doctors have then gone on strike because they're not being paid enough for their work and everything, and it's a mess. But there is a way we can overcome this and provide some relief. Okay, Canada recently legalized marijuana. Okay, and with that, they have opened up a whole new industry worth perhaps 7 billion Canadian dollars. 7 billion. Okay, now, where does that 7 billion come from? That comes from farms, that comes from outlets, it comes from obviously selling it, and all the kind of things that kind of come around it. You have this multiplier effect. You have the farms that creates jobs for people. You have the things, you have to water it, you have exports, you have imports, you have blah, blah, blah. There's so much things that surround it. It's a multiplier effect that then creates this mass industry. And it is a massive industry. Now, one thing, so marijuana can be used for a wide range of health benefits, and, you know, it's an organic way to combat many illnesses and diseases. Okay, so instead of taking immunosuppressives, instead of taking synthetic drugs, which might cause a lot of complications, this is something that can actually be used that has little problems as a side effect. The point of the matter is that if we were to build these farms, it can create and generate a large income sum for the country, and it can be very beneficial. And this is kind of, you know, so Canada's already done it, and they're seeing the benefits already. It's definitely something that we need to do in the UK. Then we can generate that income, perhaps, you know, the equivalent of the 7 billion Canadian dollars that Canada has been chasing after. And when that can then help to provide relief to the NHS. And when you start providing relief, then, you know, other things start to generate, and you can come up with other ways to help them. So that's where we can start. So thank you for watching, and join us next time on Project Utopia. And remember to like, subscribe, and please comment what you think on this matter, and if you perhaps have a disability of your own and how you cope with it or whatever, share your story as well. So thank you very much, and see you next time.